Hello, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a today's topic video. It is going to be for the 11th of October. As always, you can enter to win a free read with me just by writing the word compassion in the comment section, being a subscriber to the channel, and hitting the thumbs up button. Those three things get you entered to win, okay? Hang on, I'm fumbling to try to dig a deck out that I haven't used in a while. So, also, I do choose one subscriber to get a free read with me each week. So if you're entering to win, make sure that you do watch throughout the week to see if it is you who is the winner. All right. So let's go ahead and jump on into this. I don't know if this is going to factor in, but the song Lady in Red was in my mind as I was just getting set up to do this video. And I haven't heard that song in like 10 years. So great song. Anyway, Seven of Swords in the reverse. So is somebody having a moment of truth, a moment of clarity? Is someone choosing to come clean? We have Judgment in the reverse and we have the Strength card in the reverse. Or is someone just admitting, I'm scared to reconcile. I'm just flat out terrified. Or I'm terrified that it won't be a reconciliation. I'm terrified of that. Hang on, I want to change decks. I have no idea why. Six of Wands in the reverse. Terrified that it won't go well. Terrified I won't be able to be successful if I try to have this reconciliation. Okay. Somebody also, they're in clown pants. Hold on, they're out here in the, in this, I guess, I'd say it's an orange orchard. But instead of growing something that they wanted, instead of growing something good, they kind of feel like they didn't figure things out in time. This person, maybe they've been clowning around. Maybe they feel like a clown. Well, our next card that we got here, and I'm sorry, I have a boo-boo on my finger, so I'm trying to be graceful about it. I just noticed that I have a cut there, so my apologies. I'll bandage it later, but it's just I get busy sometimes. I'm not always graceful. The Fool card, though, this is somebody who is, I wonder, you notice how this Fool is actually in the airport. Is this person, are they arriving someplace and they're like, I feel like an absolute idiot. What am I doing? What am I doing? Did they already arrive to take this leap of faith to come talk to somebody, and they are saying, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is so stupid. There's no way I can make this work. We've got an Eight of Swords in the reverse. They're doing it anyway. We've got a Queen of Cups in the reverse. Someone that they would like to approach, who, let me show it this way. You notice that we have a feminine sitting out here in a theater watching a play be performed. If anything, they may be approaching a Queen of Cups who said, this was all an act. I don't even trust you. I don't even believe in you. This was all a big performance, and it left me crying. And so I don't want to deal with somebody that I can't trust. Wow. We have the Four of Cups and we have the Three of Wands in the reverse. If it's so funny because she's the one who felt played. She's the one who felt foolish. She's the one who said there is no moving forward with this person. So we're seeing both characters' storylines right here. We have somebody who is that, or we have, hold on, I should read this in two ways. The reason I'm reading this as if it's two different people's stories, this person feels like a fool for showing up to maybe try to win her back when they are terrified, saying there's no way this is going to work. Whereas she's felt like a fool saying, I got played. This was just an act. This person wasn't legit. It's ridiculous for me to even think that this person would ever be trying to correct things with me. So does she have a sense that this person might be showing up to try to fix things? And she keeps saying, no, this is ridiculous. Why would I even think that? I'm an idiot to think that they would ever try to come in and fix things with me. So we have that storyline, unless this is all her story and she has just said, what am I doing? Let me get honest with myself. This person would never come back in and fix anything. This person, they played me for a fool. And then maybe I think that they're a fool, but I also know that they split, they left, they're already long gone. The only thing is, this is not somebody that played her for a fool and then left and walked out like cocky. I mean, if you notice, they got like one flip flop on and one boot on. They're kind of they're a hot mess. Their jeans are all torn, and they're walking through this airport. I gotta say, I think this person is trying to come back into her life, and they are feeling absolutely ridiculous about it because they're saying there's no way that this is going to happen. But I feel like their feet are carrying them forward anyway. It's like, I can't help it. I have to go. I have to see her. Okay. Sorry, I left one card behind. I don't know what it was, but I didn't pick up when I picked up the whole deck. We have the Sun card. The Sun, and also I in my head just now when I said it's like they just have to see her. I think there's a song. It might be Neutral Milk Hotel. I'm not sure. There's a song where somebody just keeps repeating, I just got to see her. I just have to see her. That Sun card, it's not just about clarity. It's not just about the chance for happiness, although that is what's making this person go ahead and say, I'll look like a fool anyway. I have to come forward. I don't think she'll take me back. There's no way. But I've landed. I got on this plane. I landed in her town. I am a hot mess. I only got one shoe on, and I'm showing up. And she's feeling like a fool, going, there's no way this person is ever on their way back to me. They played with my heart. There's no way. There's no way. They just left me crying, and it was all a game. But here's the thing. It's like both people think that this could still be the happiest thing in their life if this turned out to be real. The fact that we have the Sun card and we have these two children playing, it's like, why is it that they both still see some secret happiness with one another if they're both so terrified of this? We've got an Ace of Cups in the reverse, and we've got a Knight of Swords in the reverse. I'm looking at that Sun card still, saying, I've just asked, why do they still think that there could be this great happiness when what we have is like, what I would say is that neither one of them is happy being apart. There is no, it's almost like, well, it couldn't get really worse because this feels like a missed opportunity. This feels like sorrow. This feels like both people are so disappointed that it's like, I mean, what have I got to lose here other than if I'm wrong about this, then I guess nothing changes. But if there's a chance for this, it could be happiness. So I think that's why it's like, I think neither one of them, like, you notice how he's racing with this dart and going to throw it like a shot in the dark. That's what this feels like. Like somebody is saying, I don't expect you're ever going to talk to me again, but I got to reach out to you. I got to see you. She's thinking, I don't expect you'll ever try to fix things with me, but if you did, I would want to see you. It's like both of them are feeling like they would take a big old risk. What happened? What happened? Like to mess this up. What happened here? 5 of Wands. You notice that the same person that we saw in the half a clown suit, they're in the whole clown suit right now, and they are standing here in this orchard, but they got really distracted with work. And you notice they were busy trying to, make those birds fly away. I feel like this person simply got distracted with other things in their life. Maybe they got distracted with work. Maybe they got distracted by stupid drama that never should have even been a part of what they should have been paying attention to. They got caught up in other people's drama, got sucked into other people's, situations. It could have had something to do with work somehow. Like, sometimes the people that we're around a lot, we wind up more or less finding ourselves getting siphoned into things. And if whatever they got siphoned into was a big conflict, and a big conflict that now they were an integral part in. I mean, this could be anything from, I mean, it could be grand, the issues like money stuff and, sneaking and, because these birds are coming in to steal the fruit. So it's almost like some kind of intrigue. But the thing is, this person was kind of made a clown. They got, I don't know, like asked to be super like, we need you, we've got to have your support in this. And I feel like they got so consumed with all this drama, all this stuff. Or maybe there was a fight over money. Maybe it doesn't have to do with work. Maybe it was a fight over money, and this person seems to have been like acting like a total clown in regards to this. Sorry, it's not a nice way to say it, but they're in a clown suit, so I can't change the imagery. Regardless, this is a card of, arguing over really nothing. But if that's what went wrong, they didn't put their time and energy into this relationship with the Queen of Cups because they were too busy battling battles that maybe were really stupid or battles that weren't really theirs. And the only reason I say it's foolishness is because in a clown suit, this person, maybe they feel like they were made a clown of. Wow, Page of Cups. And that's what they want to apologize for. I am so sorry that I let other drama totally take my attention. Tell me about how she sees it, because we saw her as a Queen of Cups who was sitting there crying. We have a Page of Wands. So she waited for this person and they didn't show. She stood outside and waited for them and they didn't show. The Page of Wands is a card of, like a spark. She was like, hey, come on, let's spend time together. Let's go places. They never came out of that big old house. It feels like there was some kind of issue with money, right? Because she's standing out here and it's a beautiful day and she's outside. She's free, right? She's totally free. She's got, she's the kind of person who can have the wind in her hair. She doesn't get embroiled in like money grabs, because it's like, what do you mean? I'd rather have my independence than money grabs that keep me locked in even a mansion on a sunny day. I got the better life. I'm out here in the sunlight on a sunny day, not trapped in a mansion grappling for money or whatever this was. So she was some kind of like more independent spirit. She was maybe somebody where there was a spark here. Like she cared about this person, not for their money, not for their stuff. She didn't ever even approach their house. She didn't even get into whatever their situation was. She was always on the outskirts, but there was a spark that it was like, well, she would have even maybe traveled to see them. Maybe she did and they didn't show up. This could have been a situation where I think they stood her up or let her down. Wow, King of Pentacles. So if they were busy out on their yacht or playing the role of money maker, big time, mover shaker, or that's what they thought they were going to be, or that's what they got embroiled in, with some high profile lifestyle, instead of having a picnic with her that day. This person, here's the crazy part. You notice how we have one person resting here, right? But if you notice, the viewpoint of this card is someone is watching this wealthy person lay on their yacht, and then there are attendees side by side. I almost feel like in her view, she says, you didn't choose to be with me. Why? Because I didn't have enough money. You were busy out with somebody on their yacht, but you weren't even the yacht owner. Maybe they were one of the attendants. Maybe this person worked for some high profile company. There was the, let me put it this way. There was the smell of money, but I don't even think it was really theirs, but they were choosing to like rub elbows with wherever the money was. Maybe someone was being a yes man, a yes woman to someone, who had a lot to offer. Right now, it almost looks like, I'll just say it this way because it's what I see. We see like a masculine, possibly the big boss, and the attendants, and they have like their yes men around them. And I'm wondering if whoever she was dealing with wasn't someone who their job was to be one of those attendants to somebody very wealthy, and that became the thing that they devoted their energy to, not a relationship. So they were completely consumed with, well, this is my job. This job is, it's everything, and I work for some really expensive, high profile person. So it's a little bit like if they had to choose between love and somebody authentic and somebody there for them, or being basically, I'll say it, low man on the totem pole in a hierarchy where there's a lot of money. They actually chose to be low man on the totem pole in a hierarchy of money instead of be a free, independent individual who could spend their time building a life and a passion and a love with a legitimate partner. So no wonder this person feels foolish in this story, because they really went after or some, I don't even know if they went after it so much, or because we've seen them look like a clown, we've seen them look foolish, we've seen them do other people's bidding, but they didn't benefit from any of it. We saw them as that fool walking through the airport just now, and they don't even have proper shoes on, their clothes are holy. They didn't profit or benefit from any of this. I just feel like they were dedicated to someone else's success, doing their bidding, and forgetting to basically tend to their own life. And I think that's no wonder they feel foolish. So if they really come in at this point to talk to her, like that Fool card is what makes me question. We have Strength card. Whew, they're going to need to be really strong. Now you notice it's taken a long time, because this is somebody who's standing there and it's a sloth. Sloths move real slow. This person might even, if they're showing up, this is maybe taking them a long time to work up the courage to do this, like a long, long time to work up the courage to come toward her. And even then, it may take them time to find the words to explain why they did what they did. We have a 9 of Cups in the reverse. We have a 9 of Wands in the reverse. It's a lot to explain, because they have not been happy at all. Not at all. 9 and 9, we haven't gotten to completion. I almost feel like if this person met her at one point, and then their career got all full of intrigue and drama, and they, were consumed with working for some high-end, like I say, some very expensive or high-end location, and that became the center of their world, possibly for quite a while. It really became sour. It was a miserable experience for them. But interestingly enough, if no matter how long they've been gone away from her, nothing has changed for them. Being in that high profile business that they worked in, doing others' bidding, they didn't actually end up moving up the ranks. They didn't end up having more money. They are basically in the same condition, or possibly worse, because they're exhausted. They weren't happy doing what they were doing. Even if there were moments where it was like, yay, we're cheering with our team of attendants and yes men, celebrating our boss's accomplishments. You notice how this 9 of Wands, it was like we're right back out at the orchard working, and it's almost like the boss is more and more of a tyrant. Now you're not just doing my bidding. Now they're standing here kind of like hollering at people. This is exhaustion. This is, there's really nothing that made this feel worthwhile after a while. And so now that job, if they've walked away from it, they walked away from it because they were unhappy, but they also walked away with no more having been accomplished in their life. They don't come in with more money. They come in with, missing one shoe, ripped up clothes, and feeling like a clown, feeling like a fool. I mean, they're wearing the court jester's hat as they're walking through the airport. But at this point, it's like, why did I do this? Why did I do this? What's she going to say in regards to this? I mean, this person just really made a bad choice. We have Knight of Pentacles. So she's going to say, go slow. Go slow. I don't know. Are you just somebody who just wants the next flashy thing? Because I don't really trust that you aren't someone who just wants flashy. Who has she become? Let's ask, who is she these days? Because they're coming back to her because they see her as their happiness. But she thinks, I think you just go for whatever is flashy, whatever is money, whatever is. Who is she these days? She got a King of Wands in the reverse, and we got the Seven of Swords upright. She has become someone who thinks, I think I'm your target. I think your ego is driving you toward me. I think that I am your target because you think I'm doing better than you are at this point. She doesn't have much trust in this person. So first she's like, who am I kidding? They're never coming back. But secretly she always wished that they would. Then if they do, she's in this place where she goes, the only reason this joker would be coming back is to make me a target. So I'm wondering, since she's here in the middle, you see this little feminine in the middle of this dartboard. It's like, oh, did you try all the other avenues of, wealth and this and that, and they didn't work out, so now you're going to come back and now I'm your target. Now that you missed the mark all over the place, you're coming back out of your ego. You think that now you can come back to me. So she's kind of gotten jaded, is what I would say on this. I don't know that that's correct to see anything in that light, because as we've seen, they are not coming back toward her because of that. This is not like a game at this point. This person made some really poor choices in doing others' bidding, focusing on career stuff that I think was maybe for the wrong reason from what we've seen. But they feel like an imbecile over this one. We got a King of Swords in the reverse. We got the Page of Swords. Oh my gosh. And we've got the 10 of Swords. Now, the 10 of Swords is in the reverse here. The King of Swords, I don't know if they can even manage to explain how completely vulnerable they feel. This card says it all, though, that Page of Swords. What they have learned, they have been so severely humbled by the poor choices that they've made. This person is like, they lost it all. If they took a gamble and tried to focus on some high power career that was supposed to take them places, and so they didn't have time for love and romance, they wanted to please the boss, they lived and breathed for the boss, they really, really, really feel, I mean, again, with the jester hat, they're now still in the clown suit, and they're sitting there, and even their clown suit is shredded. I don't know, did this person lose their job? Did they lose money? Did they invest with somebody that wasn't on the up and up, but they got roped into it? They were told, oh, you should do this, look at me, I'm so successful, you should follow in my footsteps. And maybe they did, hook, line, and sinker, because they wanted so much to be just like the whoever, was encouraging them. Maybe they spent a ton of money and invested somewhere. Maybe it wasn't even just like they were working for this company. Maybe they put money in to somebody else's company on the promise of good returns. They didn't get anything. They lost it all. This gamble was a really, really big mistake. And at this point, with that 10 of Swords in the reverse, I mean, this person is kind of living in a bit of a nightmare. I don't even know if they know where to begin to explain I mean, it's coming on strong, but this is like humiliation. I mean, you see how vulnerable this person feels. They're actually the ones who feel like they're on the dartboard. They may also feel like, how do I expose the depth of my mistake, the depth of my embarrassment to her, of all people? But this is something where it's like, I don't know. What are they coming to her for? Let's ask that. I don't know if they're coming in for her to like help them, or if they're coming into her for the, like, would you, we have Wheel of Fortune. They can't not come toward her. Just like we already said, it's like their feet are going toward her no matter what. This person has been running on a hamster wheel. I'm almost wondering if in some big twist, this person thought, if I make this job a priority and then I get all this money or I get all this prestige, then I can offer her something even better. So I'll not pay attention to her now. I'll do this other thing. I mean, I don't know, but this says with the Wheel of Fortune, it's time that they do this, no matter how uncomfortable it is. This person, because of divine timing coming into play, They don't really have a choice. They have to move toward her. Yes, they have been on a hamster wheel. Yes, this is impossible to keep up what they've been doing. This going nowhere. This not having any progress. And we see that this person is here and grabbing their head like, oh my God, just make this stop. I feel like she goes through their mind like literally on repeat like 25 million times a day. And I think that also is like, I have to just talk to her. That's it. That's all there is to it. Um, but there is something here about divine timing. So why are they coming toward her? Because they can't not. Why is that? Why is the divine timing saying that it's now? Empress in the reverse. Honestly, maybe because this could be as much about them having learned a lesson as it is about them needing to come in and tell her, I didn't jilt you for some other person. There isn't some empress that I wanted instead of you. This could also be because maybe this is a funk she's been in for a really long time, thinking she must not have been good enough. She must not have been alluring enough. She must not have been enough. Maybe this is divine timing partially for her, like as a almost like a gift to her, where it's like it's time you go tell her the truth, because in her mind she still feels foolish for thinking, like that she missed out on a great opportunity and she just wasn't enough. That it's all a charade. If it wasn't all a charade, it's almost like it's time for them to come in and say that to her. And it's almost like divine timing for her, on her behalf. I mean, that's what it looks like right now, but I don't know about this. Knight of Wands. No, that just changed our story. It's their opportunity to come in because she's about to meet somebody else. Somebody else who will be flashy, somebody else who will be very alluring in her eyes, who really wants a shot with her. This is actually still all about them. If this person wants a chance to correct their mistakes, they have to come in now, because they're about to lose that empress forever, is what that is. There's a new player coming to town. There's somebody very, very attractive, very slick, very powerful. Um, and they may or may not be the real deal, but somebody's got their sights set on her. She may not know it, but somehow subconsciously they might, or the universe is saying, you best get up and go talk to her, like now, like right now. Is that why they're like getting on that plane? And we saw them already arriving, is the truth of it. And it's just funny because they're arriving saying, I know this won't work. We have a 6 of Swords in the reverse. So it is like, well, I can't move on from this no matter what. I can't move on from it, so I have to go talk to her. You notice if this had been in the upright, this would have been somebody being like pulled away from their the games that they're playing. Um, this person doesn't want to play any games, period. They're not being forced to be pulled away from anything. At this point, it's like, I think that this person has changed. I think that they've walked away from whatever their situation was. They walked away poorer. They walked away embarrassed. They walked away with all of their ego like totally smashed. And at this point, it's like losing everything. Let them know. Um, the only thing that maybe ever mattered was trying to pursue someone that they loved. And if they did all of this for money in order to then have something to offer her, yeah, that was a really wrong choice. Yeah, it was an ego-based choice when they should have been investing with her and building a life with her. But on the other hand, should this person, if they've changed, if they see this differently now, should they have to completely lose every opportunity because someone else is going to swoop in now and snatch her up, or should they fight for a chance to still see her? This just says something about divine timing. Says you've got to go now. You've got to go. She's literally just about out of your reach here, and you're not gonna forget her. And you will have lost everything. You will have lost all that money, all that job, and you'll lose her unless you go now and see about getting her back. I mean, this is like a movie, right? This is one of those movie quality storytellings where that's what we've got is wow, we got a 6 of Cups. I do think that she must be doing quite well for herself. I don't think that this is someone who is an empress who's, sat there and felt like, well, I don't feel good about myself anymore, because look at her. She's sitting here in a very like nice atmosphere. The Six of Cups is, I think she's done something amazing in her life. She's in quite a fine restaurant. She's peaceful, and she's pretty much content right now. She is in a place in her mind and heart where it's like, I'm ready to, like, I'll say, accommodate soulmates. I'm ready to invite soulmate energies into my life. So she's very content right now with, if people are going to come into her life, she's open to that. I still think she doesn't know this person is like literally landing in her town. She's told herself time and again how foolish it is for her to ever think that this person was coming back, because clearly it was just a charade. They just played a game. But she moved on from that quite well. She has not known what's been going on with them. And I feel like they have been trying to hide the mistakes that they've made. They made some kind of epic mistakes. Maybe they even made epic mistakes right at the beginning when she first knew them, and that's what got them tangled up, and then trying to, like, work in some field, just focus on career, just try to follow the money to try to correct whatever losses they had, because all this seems to have been about money, money, money for them. But all the while, they kept losing. The more they grabbed for the wrong thing, the more it would slip through their fingers, until like finally everything is gone, and what's left is the idea that at the end of the day, what they wanted all along, I think, was to be with her. But she thought that they were pulling her leg, that was a joke or something. Got an Ace of Pentacles here in the reverse. I don't think she sees something new showing up for her. I think she is in this place where it's like, well, this is what my life is. Maybe there are some soulmates that will come my way. It's not really going to be life altering. It'll just be, people who integrate in. I think she's in a place of comfort, but not really expecting any major change or any major breakthrough. Tell me about that Fool card where they're getting off the airplane. Are they really going toward her? Sideways, we just got the Nine of Swords. Man, they are stressed like crazy. And this is somebody, we see the castle, we see the guards. I feel like this person thinks, I don't know what's going to happen. Her family members might tell me to get lost. I don't know if I'll be chased off her property. I don't know if I approach her, what will happen? Will she let me talk to her, or will her, whatever, her brothers say, get lost, whatever this story is. But on the other hand, if this is their Two of Cups, if this is their twin flame, if this is the person that they think holds their heart despite all the mistakes that were made, if they're still hoping, and maybe not even just hoping, but when everything else gets stripped away, and then we ask ourselves, what was the important part in my life? What was the important part? And it's her, right? That's that hamster on a wheel. The thought that goes round and round and round is, it's her. So if that's the important part to them, then it's worth it, even though they're still like 90% of them is sure they're going to get chased away. They're going to get told to get lost. Maybe her family doesn't like them. Whatever this is, they're assuming all of that. But they are also saying, but I always thought that this was still my person, despite the mistakes I've made. I don't know that this person did it to intentionally disregard her. They did get caught up in something, and I'm still not sure why that happened exactly. We saw money. We saw a hint of like somebody got in kind of over their heads on stuff. Why? We have the Star card in the reverse. Did this person not think very highly of themselves? Did they think that they weren't much of anything? Did they think that they were wowing her and pizzazzing her right in the beginning? Like, I'm just a magician showing her this fancy side of myself, and I don't have anything to back it up. So then they go ahead and they go, okay, I need to actually find a way to get a bunch of money so that then I can be the person that she thinks I am. And then that totally, like, it would have been better to just be honest. Look, a magician is a master of illusion. So even if this card had been upright, this was the illusion of a wish come true, or the illusion of, them being a star. So if they really were not a star. Maybe they had pretended to be someone that they weren't, and then they were like desperate to try to make some of that, whatever they told her in the beginning, to try to make that seem more true. So they went after career, job stuff and desperately wanted to follow the money so then maybe they could get a part of it so then they could impress her. This sounds a little bit more like a story where somebody just made some really bad choices, because at the root of all of it, if this is the reason why, the star in the reverse, this person was not, they didn't feel like they were who they wanted to be in her eyes or for themselves. There was something about self, like lack of belief in oneself, feeling like I'm just an imposter, and feeling like she's going to find out. So I'd rather try to, like, almost, if this is why they stayed away from her, is because they didn't present themselves as they truly were, and then they wanted to correct that before before she found out that they weren't who they'd presented themselves to be. That might have been more up in their head than anything. Like, I just feel like in this, she does think that they aren't who they said they were, but in her mind, she thinks they intentionally lied and played games with her. But the bottom line is they lied and played a game with themselves about, I'm not enough. I don't want to tell her that I'm not really who I need to be or who I said I was or who I want to be in her eyes. But all the while, if this was like two people's hearts that were really like a really great match, if we could strip away all of that worry that I'm not enough, worry that she won't love me for me, worry that I don't have enough to offer, then making all these poor choices to try to like build myself up, all those things, if we could strip that away, we actually still have this underlying thing where they go, but I love her and she loved me, and that was real. So we strip away everything else, and that's the part that's still standing. Well, it's a tough journey. We got a Queen of Pentacles. It's interesting though, because if they see her as somebody who is like, she could fly on jets, she can have the red carpet, she deserves limos, all this stuff. If that's, I don't even know, is that the impression that they have of her? But is that really even who she is? This is actually somebody whose feet are on the ground. They're the ones, who've been chasing yachts. But I just don't know that a Queen of Pentacles, yes, she tends to be abundant, but she's also super grounded. So I'm not sure, they might have put her on a pedestal that was way up out of their league, and then they reacted that way. And that may or may not have even ever been true. That's, that I don't know that that's who she was. I think she has done well for herself, but we have a Three of Cups that came out kind of reverse and a little bit tilted here. To me, this looks like she's still solo. It still looks like she's out there. I think what she doesn't like is party time, gestures, things like that. She's not looking for cheap thrills. Okay. So she's got the impression that this person is a good time guy. She, meanwhile, is actually somebody with her feet on the ground who actually has created stability in her life, but she's picky about who her close-knit group of people are around her. They, meanwhile, still think that she's kind of like on a pedestal, but at this point they don't have anything to offer but themselves and the truth. The truth is, I think they really do love her, but she's convinced herself that they were playing all along. They just wanted somebody shinier. They lied. They were messing with her. And she doesn't want people that mess around. She doesn't want people that mess about. She's not looking for the champagne parties and all of that. So it's really interesting that they thought they needed to be able to give that to her, and she actually has an aversion for exactly that. Oh my God, this is a story. 39 minutes. Yeah, this is quite a story. All right, let's wrap this up. What's our resolution on this? The Hanged Man with that exit door right there. Right there. There's something about like this needs to change. It's as simple as that. This has to change. We have a 10 of Wands. If this person genuinely is exiting their old life, their old way of being, They're leaving that orchard. They're not working on that boss's orchard anymore. They truly are exiting. They truly are not going to be beholden to anybody else. They can, if this is what they're showing up in her life to say is, I left that whole life behind. I left that job. I don't have to be beholden to anything anymore. Then there's a chance, at least, for them to be able to offer her the thing that I think she always wanted from them in the first place. Two of Pentacles, equality, balance. This person is still wearing the jester's hat. They may still have, this is like a bank teller, they may still have barely just enough money to pay their bills. They don't have a big savings. They don't have luxury anything. Everything that they went out to try to procure, I think all they've got is what they need. But that is the balance. That's what they needed all along, was balance, not to go after some huge unattainable thing, but just to create balance within themselves, balance within, like being content that they don't have to have like 7 figures to be lovable, balance between themselves and her, balance in like knowing that your worth isn't dependent upon your bank account. There is something here where this person still feels foolish maybe, but they're getting more into balance just by simply walking away from whatever this, chasing the money kind of lifestyle had been. You got an Ace of Wands in the reverse. I don't know. They don't think that they have much to offer here. But with the Death card here, we got a clear conscience at least. Yeah, right? We can see right through this person on the x-ray. Death card says we could actually transform this and start from scratch. Have everything cleared out, everything cleaned up. We have the Lovers in the reverse and we have the High Priestess in the reverse. At least they'll know if she could love me for me, or if she couldn't love me because I don't have anything to offer her. It's like this person wants to come totally clean and say, I thought I was going to be able to offer you like this huge plot of land and all of this. That's what I wanted to offer you. I can't offer you any of that. Would she choose me even though I don't have any of the things that I have to offer? I feel like this person secretly already knows, but this is them coming fully clean. Like, this is the part of their life where if they're going to get really balanced, they have to come fully clean. If they're going to transform anything, it's to lay it all on the line. I really don't have anything. I have nothing to offer. Would you even want someone like me? Four of Wands. Yeah, that was always what it was. Why don't we plant our own orchard together? Four of Wands. Why couldn't we have always been equal partners? Why don't we start from scratch and build everything together? Why did you ever go work on someone else's farm, someone else's orchard, when we could have slowly and humbly started with just 1 or 2 little orange trees of our own? These two could be an absolute match. They could start building something together if they want to, right? And it's all up to, if this is what both people genuinely want, which is to just, let's just be together. Let's do it for us. Let's not have something else that tears us apart where we're gone from each other all the time. Let's not chase dollars from other sources and make that our main priority. Why can't we invest in our own, I'll just say orchard. So interesting story, because there's a lot of hope in this. There's a lot of hope for something simple and real and honest now that we got all the ego and all of the worries about not being enough out of the way. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. I know this was a really long one. I did not expect that. But hey, it is what it is. All right. As always, I'm a storyteller, not a psychic, so do bear that in mind. If you do enjoy my free storytelling, thank you so much for giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. Those free things help my free channel continue to be here, so thank you. I do truly appreciate it. Bye, guys.